Hello everyone and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. I'm Gino Forte, the #1 Irish real estate agent in Dubai, and in this video I'm going to talk to you guys about my personal investment I made in Dubai in August of this year. It's an off-plan property. I'm going to talk to you about the project. I'm going to talk you through the payment plan, exactly how much money I'm paying for it. I'm going to talk you through the floor plan, and I'm going to talk you through my investment strategy. So to start off, this is the amenities deck. If you don't know and you don't follow me, the building I bought in is Sol Levante by Sol Developments. Sol are a developer here in Dubai for about 12 years, but they've been a construction company currently and previous to that for 51 years. They have built projects such as the Edition Hotel, they built the Radisson Beach Hotel, they built, own and rent them out by the way, so they're still under their ownership. They've built and own Sol Bay, Sol Avenue. They've built the hillside mansions in Jumeirah Golf Estates, which were sold at the time for 18 million a villa and now transact at above 60 million dirhams per villa. They built the Circle Mall in JVC. They're building Sol Levante, Fairmont Residences, Sol Lux, so much luxury. And the fact that you could buy into this project at launch for as low as 750,000 dirhams, that's not how much I paid. I paid more, which you'll see soon. 750,000 dirhams for a studio. The split is studios, 1 beds, 1 plus studies, 2 plus studies, and 3 bedrooms. You've got a 100,000 square foot plot in JVT. If you look back on my old video, I do take you to the plot when we do the tour of JVT. As you can see here, this is the amenities deck looking straight out over the marina skyline. So this marina skyline view is obviously the money maker. Wait and see whether I bought a marina skyline view unit or not, but the marina skyline view, and you cannot be built in front of it because you've got the JVT villas right in front of you. You've got Jumeirah Park, Jumeirah Islands, then JLT mixed with the marina skyline. You can see the Dubai Eye, you can see the DMCC Tower, you can see the Address JBR and all these other iconic buildings. And on the far right, you're going to have the likes of Six Senses, the Frank Muller Tower, which is going to be the tallest clock tower in the world. So that is a money skyline. Now, on the amenities deck, you've got this absolutely massive swimming pool. I don't remember the size of it, but it is huge. You got an outdoor cinema, paddle courts, dog courts, yoga, floating yoga deck, mini golf. It comes with a 1.5 kilometer running track all around the building. And the fact that I keep talking about is a 100,000 square foot plot. Generally speaking, in JVT, a 100,000 square foot plot would fit 4 buildings. If you averaged at 500 units per building, you're talking about 2,000 units. This building only has 600 units in it. Because Sol bought the whole 4 plots themselves, made it one big huge plot, that means that they have took the amount of inventory coming into JVT down, and then they are basically going to be in the top 3 best developers building in the community. So that's a lot of why Sol, why Levante. This amenities deck is unbelievable. I'm going to show you a clip of the building in a second, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the orientation, what way you're looking, what not, and then we're going to dive into what I bought and where I put my money. Okay, so to talk about the building, this is the building we're talking about, Sol Levante. You can see it's U-shaped like this, that U facing the marina skyline. And if you look back the way, you're going to be facing over Al Khail Road, looking towards the new Jumeirah Golf Estates 2 and Production City. Down here, you'll see there's podium levels for parking, and there's also offices which will be sold, and there's also then shop fronts at the bottom. So you're going to have supermarkets, barber shops, all that stuff in the building, plus offices, but these offices will share a different entrance to the residence, so you won't be walking past people going to work as you're going into your house. It'll be a completely different entrance. Now, orientation wise, studios are on the side and on the other side. 1 plus studies mainly here, 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 and on the back side. Here is a mixture of 2 plus studies and 3 beds, 2 plus studies and 3 beds, and then you've got a very small 1 bedroom. I've never actually sold one. On the inside, there's only 37 of them in the whole building. Just on the inside here, and the same on this side. These were what you call like a smart 1 bed. So they're basically slightly bigger than a studio. It's kind of like a large studio with a wall. I don't love them. As an investor, they may be good for rental, but for capital growth and for long term, I don't love small 1 beds like that. So I haven't actually sold any of them, but I've sold every other layout. I've sold studios, 1 plus studies, 2 plus studies, and 3 beds in this building. I am the highest selling agent in this building. And as I said as well, I've also personally invested, which we're about to get into. So just again on that amenities deck, looking towards the marina in the front, looking towards JGE2 on the back. This side you've got Sunrise Studios facing over JVT. This side you've Sunset Studios facing over towards like Alfrejan Discovery Gardens direction. So really, really nice. District 1 of JVT, which means it's the very tip of the triangle. If you imagine a triangle like this, it's at the tip of it, right at the entrance to Jumeirah Park. So you're really, really close to Jumeirah Park, which is obviously a nice villa, family-friendly villa community. So that's all we're going to talk about the building. Now, the reason you're here is, what did I buy? So let's talk about my payment plan, my floor plan, and where I've put my money. Now, I'm going to show you guys my sales offer. So let's go take a look. Right here, as you can see, this is the sales offer I received on the 18th of August, which is the day I bought my property. Now, to tell you a little bit about when I bought this property and why I bought it. So actually, I was always looking for something to buy, and I was going to buy something ready. And I was, as an agent, and I don't mind admitting this, sometimes you nearly need your own agent because you see so many things. You're like, oh, this is great, that's great. And it's so hard to, obviously can't buy everything. And I went for lunch with one of my colleagues who is very experienced. He's over 10 years experience here. And we spoke about it, and he just said, Gino, you're going to buy something ready, you're going to use your mortgage for it, and you're going to have a tenant giving you headaches, or you can buy what you're selling, buy off plan, leverage the funds. It's going to appreciate at more than 10% a year, which is less than what you'd be getting on your rental property, and then you can rent it out in a few more years when you're in a better position. Plus, then it gives all your investors confidence that you're investing with them. So what I bought here is a 1-bedroom plus study, as you can see, unit 1615, which means I'm on the 16th floor, 1.5 series. Now the 1.5 series is actually not facing the marina. I chose to face the back side. Now, does that mean I think the marina side is the wrong way? No. It was within my budget. So here you see I paid 1,337, so let's call it 1.33 million, which is around 300 or so thousand euros, 330,000 euros I paid for this. And if I wanted to buy the marina facing same unit, I would have paid an extra 200,000 dirhams. Do I think it's worth it for capital growth? Yes. For rental returns, you probably won't make that extra 20%. So I'm going to talk more about this floor plan in a second, because I'm going to show you how the space is actually used on the floor plan. Let's have a little bit of a look at the payment plan. Now, this is on a 50-50 payment plan, which means you'll pay 50% during construction and 50% on handover. The handover is due to hand over in September 2028. Construction has already begun. As I've said already, Sol used their own internal construction company, which means their quality is so much better. They've built for a lot of Ellington's projects who are known for their quality, and the only other major developer who use in-house construction is Shoba, who are literally only known for amazing quality. So in-house construction company, they've already started. They own their plots, no mortgages on any of their plots. I've sat personally with the CEO AJ of Sol. He spoke about all his history in Dubai, plots he's owned, plots he sold, villas he's bought, villas he sold, where he lives. Told me all about his life. He's an absolutely amazing guy. It was really actually a pleasure to meet him, to be honest. Starting off, so the first 10% you pay within the first booking. So basically what I done was I paid 40,000 dirhams on the spot to book the unit. Then you have about 4 or 5 days to pay the first 10%. So paid the first 10%, which was 133,700 dirhams, and I paid that within the first maybe week. Then you've got around a month to gather the rest of the money. So you need to pay 24% to reserve the unit, to book the unit. What I did was I paid 133,700. Then about a week later, I paid the booking amount. Now I'd already paid 40k, so I only had another 16,480 to pay for the booking. The booking is the DLD and admin fee. So when you buy a property, you pay 4% to buy land department charge, and then you pay an admin fee as well. So usually the admin fee is between 3,000 and 5,000 dirhams, depending on the developer. Paid 40k of this. Then I paid 133,700. Then I went back and paid the 16,480. Then I waited, and then I paid this last amount, which was another 133,700. So then within basically 30 days, I paid for 20% of the property plus my charges of 4%. And now I do not have another payment due until February next year, the 19th of February. So I'm 24% in, or 20% in, of my 50-50 payment plan. So I still owe them 30% throughout the construction period, which then you'll see breaks into these figures here. So I pay 7.5% every 6 months. So every 6 months I need to pay roughly about 100,000 dirhams, which is about 25,000 euros. So I'm going to spend about 50,000 euros per year on the construction payment. So I'm going to spend 100,000 in February, and then 100,000 in August. Then 2027, I'm going to do it again, 100,000 in February, 100,000 in August. Then I will have 50% of my property paid for. Then you'll see on the top, the final 50% is due on completion, which is 668,500. Now, I do have some options when it comes to this. So you can sell before handover if possible, if there's a buyer for it, and you don't pay that 50%, which will obviously double your return on equity. And that's not my plan. My plan is to save up while making these payments over the 3 years, to save up this 670,000 dirhams and to pay that off as well and have a fully paid for one blade plus study, which will start generating me income once September 2028 comes. So it's due to hand over about 10 days after my birthday, and I will be 31. Ugh. Anyway, fuck knows what will all be happening then, but yeah, I'll be 31. Yeah. So yeah, I'm planning to save up that amount basically and have the whole property paid off. And then I personally think I'm buying this property at about 1.33. Today in JVT, this property would rent for about 105,000 dirhams a year. If you take a 5% annual increase over the next 2 years, which is 10% of 105, which is 15K, so about 120,000 I'm expecting it to rent out, which off the top of my head will give me a net return of around maybe 6.8% or 7%. But it could be a lot higher because the Greens, which is an old Emar area just down the road, right on Sheikh Zayed Road, a fully fitted regular one bed at about 900 square foot there rents for 140,000 dirhams, fully upgraded, and they don't have any amenities, just a pool and a gym, and the location is like arguably similar, if not arguably actually worse because of traffic. So there is potential that you could get up to that 140,000, which would be a gross of over 10% rental yield, which would give you a net of probably like 9 something. So that is my plan, is to rent it out. Now let's look at the floor plan and talk you through the actual layout of the building or the layout of the apartment. Okay, and now finally we're going to talk about the layout. I understand this might be a little bit hard to see, but I'll make it as clear as I can. So the first thing we're going to start off, and I know I've spoken about it multiple times, is the orientation of the building. So as I said, the front of the building faces the marina, the back of the building towards JGE2, and then the sides of the building towards the community. You can see here the yellow arrow, whether you can see it or not, I don't know, points at this unit, which is my unit, which means I'm on the closer side to JGE2. And funnily enough, I know my neighbor on one side, it's another agent who I'm friendly with, and the owner on the other side is actually a client who bought the same unit as me just next door. So I'm going to know both my neighbors, which is nice, and I've sold another 2 units on this 16th floor. So quite a lot of the floor is going to be, I'm going to know. We spoke about the split already between apartment and the balcony. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the actual orientation of the apartment. So this is your main door. You walk in. You're going to be greeted by a kitchen on your left. This is a semi-closed kitchen. This comes fully fitted with German appliances. You've got some little nice things here that are just nice touches when you're dealing with a developer. So for example, the countertop is this unscratchable material. It comes with a 10-year warranty, and the cupboards come also with a 10-year warranty with a similar unscratchable material. And it comes with small things like when you pull out the presses, they come with these extensions on it, all these nice little features that maybe you think aren't important, but the more boutique developers or developers who aren't maybe mass producing really care about these details. So that's something really, really nice. If you've ever been in an Ellington building, you'll know the kind of little nooks I'm talking about, and they were obviously built by the same construction company that Sol owned. So the study room is quite large. It's actually 2.1 by 2.7. So you could fit like a single bed in there with a little office desk, or you could fit a really nice office setup. So it can be used for different things. The reason they have it down as potentially a kid's room is actually because it's not a powder room, it's a full bathroom that comes with it. So most apartments, especially one beds you'd see, will have a powder room, which is basically just a toilet and a sink, whereas this actually comes with a full shower, toilet and sink. So it's a full functioning bathroom here. As you come in, then you have your dining area, which is quite large. You can see, maybe you can't see, but they've got quite a large dining table in the show apartment with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chairs on it. So you have a lot of space. Then you have quite a large living area as well. It comes unfurnished, so you can do what you want with the furniture. This is just an idea. And then you've got 2 entrances to the balcony, one from the living room and one from the bedroom. Come into the bedroom then, fully fitted wardrobes, you've got your full bedroom, and then you have your ensuite here too. So you've got 2 full bathrooms with 2 showers. You've got your study room and you've got your bedroom. So it's kind of close to a 2-bed really, or quite a large one bed for a working professional who's working from home. That's my thought process. As I said, I'm expecting to get minimum 7%, maximum 9% rental returns on this, and I'm hoping to have paid for it fully in cash. But if not, I'll have only mortgaged half of the property because I'll have paid 50% of it throughout the construction. So that's my process. As I said, I have sold units all over this building, starting from as low as 742,000 dirhams for a studio, all the way up to 2,500 dirhams for a 3-bed at the time. So I really believe that I'm going to see two things here. I'm going to see capital growth and I'm going to see rental returns. Capital growth, roughly, I'm expecting to make maybe around 300,000 dirhams on it if I was to sell it, but I am more interested in, maybe a little more, but I'm more interested in the rental returns in this property. This for me is just added to my portfolio of rental properties which I want to build up over the next 5 years. So that was my very first investment into Dubai. I plan on doing on average about 2 investments a year here going out, and I am going to break them down as transparent as this. I don't think there's many agents on YouTube here showing you exactly what they bought, full transparency, exactly how much they're going to spend on it, and their exact plan to it. I have sold multiple clients. I have sold 20 different individual clients in this building. I believe in it wholeheartedly. I know other agents who've bought in here. Some of the best agents in Dubai own here, and I'm not going to name them, but they do, and I know they do because I've spoken to them. We're now investment neighbors. So there is limited stock left in this project. I'm actually not making this video to sell Sol Levante anymore. I'm making this video as a transparency from your agent here on YouTube to you at home, to show you that I have skin in the game and that I'm serious about what I'm selling and I'm serious about what I do. But there are some units left. I have one cancellation quite similar to my unit, slightly lower floor, slightly similar price, and then I do have some 2 beds and a couple of studios left in this project. But for the most part, by the end of the year, I'm expecting this project to be pretty much sold out, unless the market quietens down for Christmas, or I'll quieten down for Christmas anyway for a well-needed break. But for the most part, we've got some stuff left. If you are interested, you need to reach out and you need to act quick. People are messaging me all the time and they're taking a week to make a decision and the unit's gone, the unit's gone, the unit's gone. So if you want to get in a project that's sought after like this, you need to move quick. Trust the fact that I've put my hard-earned money in here too. Sol Levante, I think, is going to be, if not the #1, it's going to be in the top 3 best buildings in JVT. JVT has the Al Khail Mall opening up before handover. You've got Bengati Flair across the road going to be handing over before this. You've got all these other buildings coming, and most of them have an earlier handover date than Sol Levante. So there's not going to be construction issues. There's not going to be a bigger, better thing coming. This is the balls, and I think it is the best thing in JVT. And obviously putting my own money there says I do believe that. Whatever, confirms it. So like, subscribe, comment, follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever. Follow me. If you're looking to buy property in Dubai, you are in the right place. Message me now. I have sold to almost 100 investors in the last 2 years. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll hit my 100th investor. That is 100 individual clients have trusted me, Gino Forte, your Irish real estate agent here in Dubai. I'll see you in the next video.